Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Well, we have come up for a topic for today, and we're going to be talking about the illusion and perception. Now, you probably have heard in the past, perception is reality. Perception isn't reality. Perception is something that you make up, but you think is real. And that's what we're going to talk about. So we're going to divide this up into two parts like we did before. I think it was the last video that I did. We used two parts. One is a presentation, and it'll be about a 3-minute presentation. And then part 2 will be a discussion around the therapeutic question for this video. So, in a moment, we're going to start the 3-minute, or is it 4-minute? Something like that, presentation. And then we'll move into part 2. So, pay attention. It's going to be interesting. The illusion and perception. The fundamental law of perception. It is this: you perceive what you believe is there. You perceive what you believe is there. So your beliefs have much to do with how you perceive. It is your belief system that determines what you will perceive. Perceptions. Perceptions are never complete, true, or accurate. And why would that be? Because they are determined by your beliefs, and your beliefs are never complete, true, or accurate. Your beliefs determine how you perceive your world. And just what are beliefs? They are past experiences that are true for you. Perceptions are judgments that you make based upon your past experiences. Now, from this little presentation, what can we conclude? Your past determines your current perception of your world. Therefore, if you want a different world, what must you do? You must heal and change your past. And what is your past? And how can you change it? That's our therapeutic question for this video. And this is the end of part 1. Now, I'm going to rearrange my office, my little studio, and then we'll come back for part 2. Welcome back to part 2. And we actually ended up with 2 therapeutic questions. And the first one was, what is your past? And the other one is, how do you change? How do you change the past? So in order to understand the past, you have to recognize the present. So if we look at the present, now we've done a little of this work before, so and I'm going to use my whiteboard and draw a real quick diagram to see if we can come to some conclusions. So the first thing we're going to look at is the present moment. So this little circle represents the present moment. Represents the present moment everywhere. And then over here we have a timeline that we're going to call, this side will be the past. And what is it? And this side will be the future. Future. And the present, that's where you're at. Right here. The present. The present moment. Now, I want you to think about something as we talk about the present moment, because it will lead us into the question about the past and what is the past. So now, you're here, and I'm here too. We're all here. We're all here in the present moment. So, the present moment is happening. And it happened again. And it just happened again. So it is fluid because the timeline from the future to the past is continually moving. But this has no time because it's always the present. Now when you think about that, that's kind of strange. So how do you get into the past? How do you get something real, physical, into the past? In other words, out of the present into the past. I don't think you can. I don't think there's anything physical that you can move into the past. Now, if you think there is, and you want it discussed, then put it on the back of a $20 bill and send it to me, and we'll talk about it next time. Because all you can be is in the present moment, at least in my model. If you got another model where you can physically be in the past, I would love to know about it. So now we got to think, we know what the present is. The present is where we're at. And what is the past? Only memories of lost present moments. Only memories are in the past. There's nothing physical that you can move into the past. Now that's another question that we're going to have to talk long and hard about that, maybe in another video. But for right now, I'm going to say your past is only memories. Only memories are in the past. So that answers one of the therapeutic questions. What is the past that you have to change to have a different world? They're memories. Now, what are memories? That's another interesting question. So we have, right now, we've answered one of the questions. The past is memories. And we all have a past because unless we have some very strange mental illness or physical illness, we're all going to have memories. And they're all going to be about the past. There's no one has memories about the future because it never came. So we can't have memories about it. So all our memories are in the past, and they're about events that are gone. Events that are not in the present moment now. Gone. But what you have is a memory of that event. So, now, we're going to take that knowledge that the past is only memories, and we're going to look at, and I had a video on this, and I'll try to find it again and put a reference up on top as to how you create memories. Now, I'm going to go about it a little bit different than I did in that other video. So let's see what else we can come up with to answer the question, how do you change memories? How do you change memories of events that are gone? Interesting. So let me take this off very quickly. See, this is a model that we're going to be expanding on. But we're going to have to look at it a little bit different, so I'm going to take this off and rearrange it and talk about things a little bit different. And as I'm doing this, you might think, how can I get anything real in the past? It's a conundrum. A conundrum is a puzzle. So now you got a puzzle to solve. Now, when an event is happening in the present moment, how do you know it's happening? Well, you say, well, I get information about it through my senses. So there's you in the milieu of your life. So let's draw you. Let's draw you as all symbolic. But draw you as a circle. A big circle. I have to draw it twice because my marker is getting old, like me. So I might have to shift to a new marker that I just happen to have right here. So we'll draw it again. And maybe that's a little bit better. Now, think about this as a cell, like a cell in your body. Okay? Now, by the way, your cells in your body have all of the functions of the human body. They have the same kind of organs in here. Well, they function like the organs in your body. They're called organelles, small organs. So it takes in food, the cell does, and it uses the energy, and it has a byproduct, like we have a byproduct when we use energy, and we go to the restroom. The cell doesn't do that. It just relieves it into the blood that's around it. But next to it is another cell, and another cell, and another cell, and another cell, and another cell. So around you is the milieu of your life. So, if you think about the information, now the cell has, that's what we got to change this. The cell has hundreds of antennae, or what we call our five senses. They got a whole bunch. So we have to change this to show our five senses that are reaching out into the environment and getting information in. Now, what are we looking for? In the present moment, we're looking for information as to what's going on. So I'm going to open this up right here and put a lens. And through this lens passes 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I ran out of room. I got to have another 5. Information from our senses: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. Our five senses brings information to us, and we move through this lens. Now, what's the lens do? Well, it takes the information from the senses and filters it through what we know. What we know. So the visual, a lot of information, most of it not important. Why? How do we determine what is important for us in any present moment? Our past. See? Our past determines how we're going to represent the present moment. So there's a lot of information that comes through all of our senses from the outside. An infinite amount, almost. But of course the senses can't take in all that information. So, but there's this infinite amount of information, and they are going to, through this lens of the past, they're going to and the past is what you know. It's your past experiences. It's your belief system. if you remember the presentation, it's the belief system that determines your present world, your present moment, not the present moment. You manipulate the data coming from through your senses from the outside to match what you believe to be true. Now, if you remember in the presentation, the principle, the law, the fundamental law of perception, you see what you expect to see based on your past. So you will throw out much data, not on a conscious level, because on a conscious level you don't know you're doing this. So on a conscious level, you won't know you're doing it, because this process works so fast and so quickly and way outside of conscious awareness that you don't know what's going on. So it's going to filter the input information and give you on the inside, this is where you're going to do all your work on the inside, it's going to give you what you expect to have based on your past. Anything that doesn't fit your paradigm, your belief system, will be thrown out as not important. Automatically. Automatically. So inside, outside, oh, by the way, what did we call what was outside of us? What was outside of us? You may remember from several other videos, and what was outside of us is everything. Everything is outside of you. So there's a lot of information out here. We don't care. All we're interested in is what fits our belief system. That's the illusion. You see, out here, everything inside of you, only what fits your belief system. And of course, that's why you see what you want to see and you hear what you want to hear. And you won't believe anything else. So, inside of you, in the present moment now, we're still talking about the present moment. Inside of you, in the present moment, you are going to create or make, depending on how you want to put it, your present moment the way it is. Your present reality is a construction based upon your past, based upon manipulating the everything that is coming to you so that you only see what you believe. The fundamental law of perception is you get what you look for. And you look for what matches your belief system. That's how the illusion works. So, inside of here, now, outside of here is everything. You filter it down based upon... Now, see, I would have a different inside than you because I have a different belief system. And for you, your significant other will have a different belief system. and therefore a different world. So, now, out of this, which now is not the reality that's outside of you, the information that's outside of you, it's filtered and manipulated information. So you have filtered and manipulated information in the present moment that determines your world. And when the present moment is over, because remember the other diagram, that timeline is always moving. So when this goes away, that you created, that you made, your present moment, which isn't the present moment, but because it's filtered, when it goes away, what's left? Memories. Memories of what was. Are they real? Do they represent the reality? No. They represent your interpretation. Because that's really what you're doing. You're representing your interpretation, which isn't reality. So now you have a memory. You have created a memory inside of you, memory inside of you, based upon manipulated data that you used your past knowing, your past reference information, your past experience, your belief system, to create a memory that isn't real. But you think it is, because that's what your conscious mind tells you. And your conscious mind doesn't really know that this was filtered information, that you manipulated this, all in the name of keeping you safe, letting you see what you want to see and hear what you want to hear based upon what you believe is true from your belief system. And now you got a memory. So now, see, we said the past is memories. Okay? So now you got a memory. Is it good or bad? Well, that depends. Depends on how you manipulated the data. If it's good or bad. If it's good, wonderful. You're going to feel great. If it's bad, you're not going to feel so good. So if you want to feel good, what do you got to do? You got to change a memory. How do you change a memory? Now that's an interesting question. First of all, recognize all your memories are not real. They are manipulated. They are perceptions and not reality. They are interpretations based upon your past. So if you have some memories that are causing your present world to be seen through this lens less than loving, and they're not real, but you believe they are, but they're not real, you can change them. Now I have another video around recalling memories, how you do that, and how you can change them. So we've answered one of the therapeutic questions. The past is only memories. Nothing physical is in the past. Nothing physical is in the past, which means your memories aren't physical. They are energy in different forms. And you can change them, you can shift them, you can heal yourself by letting go of what isn't present and healing your memories, which is another way of, a therapeutic way of saying reframe. It's also an NLP technique, neuro-linguistic programming. Reframe your memories to something that is more supportive and loving and healing. So give that some thought. Give that some time to filter through your past knowing so that it can help you change your present world. And we'll get together next time and maybe we'll expand on this. Maybe we'll pick another topic. If you've got any ideas of some topics you would like to have brought up, just put them down below and we'll see if we can work them in a way that it would be helpful for you. In the meantime, if you want, subscribe. And if you liked it, put the thumbs up button, hit that, and we'll get together next time. Be good to yourself, have fun, and we'll see you next time.